Good day, everyone. It's time to check out the weather now. My name is Jewel. This is J7409 Weather. Thank you so much for clicking play and checking the weather out with me today. Folks, I told you last week we were going to have much rain this week. All kind of things are going on. As many of you know, we had two dams that collapsed yesterday, and this is what's going on right now. Extremely dangerous flash flooding is ongoing in Midland County. Now, flash flood emergencies remain in effect along the entire Tittabawassee River in Midland County due to the catastrophic dam failures at the Edenville and Sanford dams. Now, life-threatening flooding continues today. This flash flood watch is going to remain in effect for Saginaw County in anticipation of more potential flooding downstream. Now, people, please seek higher ground where flood water is rising and be prepared for immediate evacuations. And whatever you do, do not try to drive through this water. Just yesterday, as these two dams collapsed, over 10,000 people had to be evacuated from their homes. And it's not just here. There's much flooding everywhere. There's some flooding going on down in parts of Illinois. So this is where the two dams broke. People, be aware, it's not over yet. And please, if you're asked to leave, leave before it gets to your homes. The water is going to get high in many places, folks, around my house. I'm not flooding, but the water is very, very high. And this is for Beaufort, Pamlico, and southern Craven counties in eastern North Carolina. Or coastal flood watch is remaining in effect from 5 p.m. this afternoon until 11, well, this started yesterday, till 11 p.m. tonight. 1 to 2 feet of inundation above ground level in low-lying areas near the shorelines and tidal waterways. Now, this is areas along the Pamlico Sound, Trent, Bay, and lower Neuse rivers, and adjacent tidal creeks in areas along the Pamlico and Pungo rivers and adjacent tidal creeks. So, this can flood lots, parks, roads, with isolated road closures that are expected before it's all over. This is, they say, 11 p.m. tomorrow. I think tomorrow we will see more than we have seen. Like I say, the water is high. Nothing's flooding yet. We still have a ways to go. But it could reach a point where some of these areas they're talking about here, like roadways, parking lots, things of this sort, it could happen. So please be aware of this if you're in Beaufort, Pamlico, and southern Craven counties. We have the severe weather going on today. Indeed, my friends, the severe thunderstorms today are likely late this afternoon and evening across parts of the northern high plains. Large hail, strong wind gusts, and perhaps some tornadoes can be expected. Isolated severe storms are also expected across portions of the southern high plains, while strong storms may be noted across the southeast. Now, when we look in the northern high plains, the latest guidance that I've looked at this morning is suggesting a strong boundary layer, and it's going to be heating up from eastern Colorado, Wyoming, and also in Montana. Now, as these partials reach their convection temperature, it's looking like the forecast soundings across eastern Wyoming are very, very unstable, as you can see where this enhanced area is right in here. Now, what you got to do is just watch out for the supercells. Supercells are going to form. They are expected. You guys could get some large hail. North-northeast storm motions will be noted through the evening hours, but several convections should struggle, okay? And along with the hail and some wind and tornado threats, this is all going to exist with the supercells that go through this area. Now, for the southern high plains, we got a front currently draped across north central Texas, and it's going to move a little today with periods of a wind shift near the I-20 corridor across big country Texas and the southern plains, and that's going to happen this afternoon. And what will happen is strong surface heating across West Texas and eastern New Mexico. That's going to make convection ignite along where this front is. Now, what will happen, a weak shortwave trough, when it happens, will likely approach this region by peak heating, which should encourage this upward involving thunderstorm complex right in this area for Texas and here. Now, when that happens, you can expect large hail and wind. That's the primary threats with these storms in the air masses right in this area. Southeast, here we go, right around in here, as you can see, we got that very slow moving upper low over the Tennessee Valley, and it's actually forecast to retrograde slightly during the latter half of the day. Now, a weak surface low is forecast to track along the front across southern Georgia before it lifts into South Carolina. Now, the boundary draped into the Carolinas should provide significant low-level convergence for convective development by midday. Adequate deep layer shear, though, likely will exist for weak supercells to form, and these supercells could be capable of producing gusty winds, hail, and perhaps a weak tornado. When we look at the tornado outlook, it is weak at 2%, but it's still there. Down around Wilmington, from mid to the coastal sections, all of South Carolina, maybe just a little bit of Georgia. You need to watch the skies, even if it's at 2%. All the way up from Montana down to Texas. 2% for you guys. Don't mean it's not going to happen. Don't mean that it will. You really need to watch your skies and pay attention. When it comes to the wind, the greatest wind is going to be down here in portions of Colorado, Wyoming. Wyoming in this area right in here is going to be very windy, along with eastern Montana. Then down in Texas, where these supercells can make up and ignite and bring this hail and downdraft winds right in here, you have a 15% chance for the wind to do that. For the hail, the largest place at 30% is in this little corridor marked off, mostly in eastern Wyoming. So please be aware, folks. We got a lot of stuff going on. Heavy rain. This is probably going to be very large hail in these areas. Please be aware of the wind, the rain, and what your skies look like. And this hail could damage your cars too, or anything outside. So be aware of this and stay safe. Now let's take a wide look today from the coast of Africa, all of the U.S., and a large portion of Canada. As you can see, we even have all of the Gulf. We have parts of Venezuela. Everything going on down in these areas. You can see out west. I'm just going to turn it on and let it roll and let you see what happens as I tell you what should happen for the next few days. Here's your timestamp right down in this area. Now, what's going on? Wow. We know we have this high risk of excessive rainfall over the southern Appalachians. We do know there is an enhanced risk for very severe thunderstorms today over parts of the northern and central high plains. Also, we know daily episodes of this severe weather is going to transpire in the high plains, and we do have critical fire weather. It's still lingering along across the portions of the southwest and the Four Corners region. Now, an upper level low is producing rain over the Ohio Valley and the southern mid-Atlantic, with bands of very heavy showers and thunderstorms. Now, the storms seemingly endless, like I said last week, and days. It's going to rain for days. That was the title of one of my videos. Now, this endless supply of moisture and slow movement is a recipe for flooding concerns in these regions through tomorrow. I can't stress that enough. We have flooding conditions going on now as it's happening, and more to come in other areas of the U.S. Now, high risk for excessive rainfall looks like it's more than likely for the southern Appalachians through this morning. Widespread flash flooding. It's expected in and near western North Carolina today. Now, landslides and debris flows are all possible in these areas. And by this evening and tonight, rainfall amounts could exceed 7 inches in parts of the southern Appalachians of North Carolina. In addition, high pressure over the northeast is going to produce strong wind over parts of the mid-Atlantic and to the Ohio Valley, with winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour, with gusts up to 50 miles per hour today. Also, this risk of severe thunderstorms is over parts of northern and central high plains. Then a cold front should trigger strong to severe storms over the region. Meanwhile, slow progressing strong to severe storms over this region. We're going to have a frontal boundary. And it's going to be a catalyst for storms up and down the high plains for today. Now, the front's slow progression could lead to more flash flooding concerns in the northern and central high plains. To the south, dry and windy conditions will prevail across the southwest, promoting elevated to critical fire weather conditions across much of the southwest through the Four Corners through today. And that is a check of your weather today. We have a lot of stuff going on. Everyone, please check with your local authorities. If you're in any of these areas I've talked about, you could have flash flooding. You could have flooding, period. Not saying you're going to. It just looks like it's a chance better for you to have it than not to have it. And for everyone in the severe weather outlook, watch your skies and be aware of what is going on around you. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day, my friends. I love each and every one of you, and thank you for everything you do for me. May each of you have much peace, love, and kindness in your life and the days ahead. Thank you for watching.